What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to go over some of the best ways to farm the Scourge of the Past raid exotic, the Anarchy grenade launcher. This is one of the better exotics in D2, especially if you're going for solo challenges. So things like Shattered Throne, things like the Pit of Heresy final boss, this weapon is invaluable for those encounters. So you want to make sure you get this, especially heading into a new season. You're not quite sure of how valuable it might be. This will be really beneficial to have in your arsenal. But it only drops from this raid, and it is a rare drop. So as far as farming it goes, one of the cooler parts about Scourge of the Past is week by week, your progress does not reset. So if you have a checkpoint for the final boss, you'll have that as long as you don't beat it. So in my opinion, one of the easy strategies is get the final boss checkpoint on one of your characters, and if you have 2 or 3 characters, you can always jump back in and have access to that final boss. Now, that will limit it per week if you only do it 2 times, but as far as saving time and as far as having a farming chance here for this weapon, that will be one of the better ways of going about this. And that's what I'd recommend. So on my character, I had a checkpoint on a different character. I jumped in on my hunter. I can easily beat this, and then next week I can jump right back in and just focus on the boss fight to get Anarchy. Now, before we get into the actual raid itself and before we get to the actual fight, I want to go over weapons. If this video is helpful, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and even better, I'm going to link my Twitch channel down below. I'd love for you guys to come over there and follow and check out some of the streams. Now, I'm on a hunter, so I'm going to recommend using the Nighthawk. This is a great weapon, and it will do a lot of damage versus this boss. But our major weapon here is going to be the Queenbreaker. This is a staple of D1. It's much less used here in D2 because it's a heavy weapon, whereas in D1 this was an energy weapon. But make no mistake, this is a great option as far as boss DPS for this raid. And I hope that by using this, I hope by showing this, maybe people will use this more often. But it's cool because we'll be using a fallen weapon to defeat a fallen boss. This is maybe not quite as good DPS as something like Whisper is, but it's much easier to use. So if you have Queenbreaker, do not shy against using this. I would recommend, of course, that you want to make sure you're using the Marksman sight. That's going to give you more impact. You can supplement that too, of course, if you have some reserves. So I have Linear Fusion Rifle reserves. This is on the chest piece if you have the fire element. So keep that in mind. That will help you get just a bit more in terms of your overall shots. I'm using double special weapons. So I have a sniper rifle to take down some of the shields and the canister on the final boss. This will also work too a little bit as well for additional DPS if I ran out of ammo for the Queenbreaker. I'm using a shotgun, and I highly recommend having a high impact weapon to take down the mini boss to get the charges. You want to take those guys down quickly and efficiently, and that's why I'm using a shotgun for this. Now, there is a risk that I will run out of ammo, so I want to be mindful of that. I want to be cognizant of that and make sure I constantly pick up green bricks if I see them. But this is how I'm going to take down the mini boss. This is how I'm going to take down the main boss. And we have the Nighthawk just for that extra bit of damage against him. If you have some of the mods from this raid, like Fallen Armaments or Fallen Repurposing, they can be really good, especially if you're running low on heavy ammo. I can just get a grenade kill and go from there. So this is the loadout that I'm using. Queenbreaker is going to be how we do most of our damage. I have the Nighthawk for that. Let's go over the fight itself, and let's go over where you want to do damage at, okay? So here we go. Okay, so setting up damage for this can be what makes or breaks your run. So in my opinion, one of the better ways of doing this is to have a fixed location for damage, and we're going to go over there right now. So from the starting point, we'll ignore those guys. We're going to drive back to point 1, and I'll go over the map here in the next part of this video. But for damage, your best bet is to drive back to here, because this is where you're going to have a tank spawn, and that's what you're going to use to take down the boss and initiate the damage phase. So from where the tank spawns, you want to have a CAP loadout. So based on your different buffs in this raid, you have either continuous, and continuous will be located right here in this puddle. Angular will be right next to the tank. So you want to put down your Wall of Radiance or your Titan Bubble right here. Parallel is the final buff that you can have, and that's going to be over here in this patio section. So from left to right, C is over in the puddle, A is next to the tank, and P is over here on this patio. You want to be mindful and make sure that you are constantly looking to see what buff you have, because by pairing up with your buddy who also has that buff, you'll do way more damage. On the flip side, if for whatever reason you're not paired up with your friend and you have 2 buffs that are not the same, you'll become tethered and you will do less damage, and it'll also kill you as well. So setting up damage is very important for this raid. I recommend using this location. I recommend you shoot the boss when he's kind of about where he is right now, facing towards you, and then you can unload with your Queenbreaker. You can unload with your sniper rifles if you run out of heavy ammo, but you should be okay for the amount of ammo that you have. It's going to be difficult to one phase unless you have your group completely on point, but it is possible with Queenbreaker to do that. More than likely though, it'll take you 2 damage phases, and that's okay. In the run you're going to see that in this video, it did take our group 2 runs, but we had 2 people from stream, and they did not have any experience with this raid. So the Queenbreaker strategy is very much user-friendly and very easy to do. I think, again, it's a bit more user-friendly and easy to pull off than is using Whisper. Especially if you don't have the Catalyst, this is going to be a better bet. So let's see this in practice. We're going to go over the map and those things first, and then we'll do a full run for this final fight. Okay, so we've gone over this raid, we've gone over where to do damage and what weapons to use. The last thing I want to do is show the job of the map reader, because if you're the map reader, you have a very important responsibility, and that is directing traffic. Once you take down that special boss, that special unique mini boss, he's kind of like a Captain Vandal hybrid. Once you take him down, you want to have one of your map readers grab this radiance and bring it over to this particular device. Once you make that deposit, a map will show up right here. Now the map reader has to read that out and direct the other 4 players where to go. In pairs of 2, they'll be going off into the wild to take down one of those captain bosses. When you defeat him, he'll drop 2 of these, and those 2 players will pick those up, and then you'll tell them where to go. So if I deposit this, we'll look at the map, and we notice here that the mini boss is in the bottom left over near 3. There's a number 3, a number 1, and a number 2. Now, once they beat this mini boss here, he's going to drop 2 of those radiances. When they pick it up, they'll either have a 1, 2, or 3, and the map reader will tell them where to go. The map reader also has to focus on the boss too, because you'll notice he has different weak spots here. These light blue areas have to be shot and taken down. He has some on his knees, some on his back, some on his shoulders. So they all have to be taken down in order to initiate the damage phase. On top of that as well, the map readers too need to make sure they're looking for a other weak spot on the boss, and that is a canister. He has like a super attack that he can do, and that canister piece, can either be on his back or his arms. So the map readers too want to make sure they're taking down the shields and helping with the canister piece. Now, sometimes the guys going out in the wild, taking out the mini bosses, they can help with canister too, but it's really important to take down that canister attack because that will be a team wipe. So I'm just looking here at his back. I see he has a couple more spots here, and there's his canister. So if I shoot that, this will prevent the super attack. You notice he was going to shoot those rockets off. Taking down the canister will prevent that. If you don't take that canister attack down, it will be a team wipe. So it's very important for the map reader to take that down, but also too, it should be a responsibility for everybody to be taking down the shields and the canister attack. So the map reader is going to be reading out where the mini bosses are. The map reader will be helping take down the shields, helping with the canister, and once your group takes down 2 of those mini bosses and deposits 4 of those radiances, that will initiate damage phase, and then everyone can drive back to number 1 where the tank spawns. Once the tank spawns and everybody's back here, you use the tank to shoot the boss 1 time, and that will initiate the overall damage phase encounter. So now that we've gone over the fight itself, we've gone over where to do damage, CAP, setting up your wall of radiances and your bubbles, we've gone over using Queenbreaker, etc. Let's take a look at this fight itself, and we're going to run the entire thing. Again, this was from a stream, this was from a run I did with people from the stream who had no experience. If this is helpful, guys, like I said, hit the follow button, pop into a stream. I'd love to see you guys there. With that said, we'll jump into the actual run itself, and you guys can see from start to finish how to do this. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, so Warfighter's going to pick up here. Alright, Warfighter's got this one. Okay, man, we're to the right of 2. Yep. And before you go in, I'm gonna hit this with a grenade here. All right. That's right. That's right, man. Where we got it. Okay. Okay, Man War's gonna pick up first. Okay, sweet. Yo, front, how you doing? Guys, sorry for missing. This is a tough encounter. These guys haven't done this one yet, so it's tricky doing this. Okay, and we have a lot of queens here. We have a lot of young kings here as well. That was a perfect nade then. Hey, easy, Mystic, easy. That's right, guys. Come to damage. Come to damage. Watch out for the canister. Free it. Yeah, guys, the canister is beating the crap out of me right now. Mystic, I'm with you. Continuous. Use your golden gun if you have it. Guys, great damage. Great damage. Alright, let's go. Guys, let's make sure we have a good solid run here. Good solid run, good clean run. And Man of War's going to get Anarchy. Alright, so near 1. Guys, just get those shields down and get that canister down, alright, when you see it. Guys, is it to the right of 1? Yes. Man of War, jump up here first. You guys okay? Alright, Man of War pick up first. Okay, perfect. 1 and 1, sweet. Okay. Alright, guys, I can't see the other shields though. Man of War, can you see them? Nice. Yep, I got it. Sorry. That was bad shooting on my part. Oh. Whoa. God dang it, Jersey, shoot. Guys, there's a canister on his arm. Warfighter Moon, can you guys hit it? It's on his right arm. That's alright, that's okay. Yes. Guys, canister on his back. Guys, hit the canister right in the middle of his back. Nice, guys. Good work, good work, good work. Perfect. Alright, guys. Moon Warfighter, come to damage. Oh, canister again. It's on his arm. That's right. That's right. Nicely done, guys. Super clean. That's how you do it. Alright, here we go, guys. We're going to drop down. Manivor's going to get Anarchy. Los won't because he's already done it. Alright, guys, so we're going to drop down here. Alright, guys, come on. Any luck?